Howdy ho, family. Welcome back to another episode of Bemusing Bill, and we've got more Seethe on this episode. This is a brand new EP that Patrick has released, and this should be really cool. We're going to do all three songs, one after the other. I'm going to do lyrical breakdown after each. Now, Seethe, the definition is to be filled with intense but unexplained rage. You know, when you're just sitting there seething, and you can feel it in this music. You can feel it in Patrick's vocals. He's really intense. There's so much emotion going on, and you know, it cuts right to your soul. So Patrick, thank you so much for supporting me and my show. We'll always be here to support you and your art. Absolutely. So, that being said, I'm going to leave the link below in the box. It's one video, all three songs. Please go over there. Give Patrick the old thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And you know what? That's what I'm all about, is supporting independent artists and getting music out to people. To me, that's the most important thing. If you'd like to join our Patreon family here, listen, folks, you can join for free. That's cool. I'd like you to be part of the family and jump on board. You want to just do $1 a month? It helps, believe me, keep the lights on, keep the show going. You know, we also have other tiers too if you'd like to place requests, and we love all of you guys. Big shout out to all my patrons out there. You guys rock. Hit me up in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe as always. I'm going to pull up the screen right here and give Seethe one of my big thumbs up right there. Of course, you gotta. We're gonna go full screen on this. Ready, folks? Kids, buckle up. We've got some Seethe. Now, the EP is called Schisms and Pendulums. Two really cool words that have a lot of meaning to it, right? Schism, like a separation, you know, and pendulum, that's swinging from one extreme to another, back and forth. Now, I don't know what Vixlence Beatz means. I guess that's the music that was put down. Maybe you can explain it better in the comment section, Patrick. You know, we love talking to the artists as well. I think that's really cool, part of our YouTube family, right? The first song is called, I believe, Coalesce. So, kids, buckle up. Let's do this. Always so haunting. And look at this image. A creepy doll wearing black with carrying black flowers. There's an image, a darkened image of a man standing at the top of steps. Probably steps going down to a basement. And he is carrying what looks like either an axe or a maul or something like that. Very ominous. Coupled with this music, and believe me, you'll do yourself a favor to have headphones on so you can really immerse yourself in this. This is going to be cool. I'm already feeling like a chill on this. Jesus Christ knows, praying for something to take control. Coalesce in a shallow stream, screaming about things one cannot see. Praise in a Jesus Christ knows, praying for something to take control. Coalesce in a shallow stream, screaming about things one cannot see. Boy, that drop just like feels like it dropped. You know, sometimes the intensity is so much that when it breaks, it feels jolting. It's like a shock to the system. Personally, I don't know how you do it, Patrick. That voice would get me choking if I tried it for too long. It must be a lot of practice. But I love it. It's really intense, and I'm sure you get a lot of the Jonathan Davis, um, you know, comparisons. Which is not a bad thing. Believe me, that's not a bad thing at all. I'm not a giant fan of Korn, but there's so much Korn I like, and I like Jonathan himself. I think he's a really, really cool dude. Dude plays bagpipes. I mean, what's not to like, right? Um, but here's the thing: is Patrick has so much. There's like more desperation there. There's more subtleties in it that you can hear, and that's what I find so fascinating. I've only caught a few words in here, but I'm intrigued already by what this could be about. You know, to coalesce means to pull together. That's how they say planets formed, is that material coalescing, bringing together. So is that it's likely what the song is about, but how does that work in the song? Dying to dig in. Ooh. I can just butter something. Everything tastes in my mouth. I prefer the drips from my tongue. Maybe the words will come out. But I would live stuck in. Beneath this fascinating grain. I love that he does that. He's kind of going from a growl into the word. You know, that's a really cool technique. He even comes out of words like that, which is much more common. But to have that sort of book ending is unusual. And I like that style. That's a really cool style to go into it from that screech. That's really impressive. Also listen for the screams behind him. That adds those extra layers. It fills it up. So not only is he screaming and that anguish in his voice, but you hear behind him that that's really, really, really cool. I don't know how that would, if you would hear it as much without headphones on, but man, it makes it so intense. It almost sounds like there's someone way far away that's just screaming out like that, like someone that's standing in the window, just screaming, and it's creepy. Screaming about things one cannot see. Jesus Christ falls, praying for something to take control. Going out in a sound of scream. Screaming about things one cannot see. Everything winds down. So it sounds like everything is like coalescing into that boom, Very cool technique there. I like the beat on that too. There's like distortion to it, and man, it's hard. It's a hard beat. Let me see. Just give me a second and I'll get to the lyrics here. Okay, so when it finds the collapse, which is what it sounded like twice within the song, right? When it finds the collapse, that little hole in the crack, it slowly chips away, peeling the layers back. Something could be said about its unnervingness, its unforgiving. Is this what keeps us here? Oh, okay. There's something very unnerving about this whole thing, very unforgiving. He's asking, is this what keeps us here? Hands placed in a Jesus Christ pose, praying for something to take control. Now, when I hear Jesus Christ pose, it reminds me of Soundgarden, but they are referring to the pose on the cross. I'm not sure if that's what is being implied here, the Jesus Christ pose, but because he says in the next line, praying for something to take control. So it could be the cross. It could be just praying. It could be praying. I'm not exactly sure. Praying for something to take control. Coalesce in a shallow stream, screaming about things one can't unsee. Yeah, right. The horrors, things you wish you never saw in the first place, and now you cannot unsee them. And probably most of us have felt that at one point or another. If I could just mutter something and rid this taste in my mouth, all the blood that drips from my tongue, maybe the words will come out. Wow. But now we're left stuck here beneath this patsy they made. Patsy like a fall guy, someone set up to fall. Or to take the rap. We are of ill-fed sheep. Bury me where I stray. Hands placed in a Jesus Christ pose, praying for something to take control. Coalesce in a shallow stream, screaming about things one can't unsee. Whoa. Like I said, this is why I love Seethe, the poetry there. And the last couple songs I did, boy, I went over this in my head. Listen, as another artist I recently did said, it's great that the audience, the viewers, makes their own interpretations and holds it in one regard or another. It could be something very positive, something very negative, something that relates. That's a beautiful thing for an artist. However, I don't think it takes away from when an artist says, I was coming from this place. And Patrick is great with communicating with everybody where this is coming from. That's what I love about this too, is that it sounds like something really frightening. It sounds, really, really, really intense. But sometimes what he's talking about is really what we are going through in life, all of us, in his own way. And I'd love to hear the thought process in this, Patrick. Share with us, and that makes it just better for everybody, But yeah, you could take some of these lines, you could take the whole thing and relate it to yourself. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me go back so we can do up the next version. The next song here is called Cascade. All right, so we had Coalesce. This second one is Cascade. Let's do this, kids. See, this is what I mean. Like, it's a very vocally, it's very intense, at least on the surface. But listen, there's melancholy, there's sadness there inside these lyrics. So that's really interesting. Yeah, it's Ooh, man, it comes in hard. I was just trying to make out there's like that sort of very, very quiet there, almost whispering there. And it's hard to make out. I mean, it's hard to make out a lot of things. That's why we do the lyrics. And then when you hear the lyrics, you can hear it clearly in the song. Isn't it funny? But it's just it's very typical with rock and metal to need those. And I used to love having pulling out the album and reading the liner notes as I was listening to the tunes. So, but that gives it much more mystery having that. And it's that quietness and you're paying attention. And then all of a sudden, oh, right? That comes in hard. Watch that. Check this.
Night flaming with a sense of purpose, dimming out over the cascade, burning out without a purpose, crashing down to one's knees.
Like the beginning of the song. Sounds like the beginning of the song sort of comes out of the water, you know? It's murky, it's muffled. Then it gets clearer and clearer and you know, gets to those incredibly crystal clear notes. Lots of reverb and that quick trill, that quick vibrato on those notes that just give it an uneasy feeling about the whole thing. Begins and ends, bookends like that. Now it goes back into the murkiness as the song ends. Whoa. Let's hit up these lyrics now. Cascade, let's see. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to see. I tried so hard, hallowed and sparse. That's kind of how the beginning of the song feels. It's hard to breathe. It feels like you're coming out, you know, swimming to the surface. And you get to the surface and you finally get to have that breath. It's hard to see. I tried so hard, hallowed and sparse. Lights gleaming with a sense of purpose, dimming out over the cascade. Burning out without a purpose, crashing down to one's knees. So he's talking about the lights that are with a sense of purpose. He's talking about the lights again, dimming out over the cascade. And burning out, still talking about the lights, without a purpose. Crashing down to one's knees. I think at that point he's talking about himself falling to his knees. Unless he's referring to everything else crashing down on top of him. Pushing him to his knees. It's hard to scream when one is asleep. It's hard to dream when one is awake. So he's kind of taking the scheme of the first verse. It's hard to breathe. And then he's saying it's hard to scream when one is asleep. You know, it sounds almost like a feeling of paralysis there. Back to the chorus. Lights gleaming with a sense of purpose, dimming out over the cascade, burning out without a purpose, crashing down to one's knees. We're over and under the cascade. We're over and under. And you know what? Let's see what cascade means here as he's referring it to it. So from the dictionary, well, yes, small waterfall, typically one of several that fall in stages down a steep slope, cascading down, you know. A process whereby something, typically information or knowledge, is successfully passed on Yeah, so it's like a cascade effect, Arrange in a series or sequence. So now you can put that together with some of these lyrics here, and important to do. When the author is using these words, they're using them for an intent and building off of these words. So it's good to know, like, what are these definitions? How is this going to relate to the song? Does that mean I know what the song is about? No, but it's just one more clue. So let's say that the last line here: lights gleaming with a sense of purpose, dimming out over the cascade. Dimming out over the cascade. So now you could be talking about these, the waterfall going down. Again, back to the thought of water, though. I mean, think about that. Like I said, it feels like you're coming out of water. And the cascade, the water crashing, pushing you down to your knees. We're over and under. We're over and under the cascade. So interesting. So interesting. Let me get this screen up here. And we're going to go into the last song here. Now, this one is called Dreary. And everyone knows what dreary means. It's been raining here for a few days now in New York. In fact, we missed the whole aurora thing because of the cloud coverage here. So dreary is the answer. Let's do it. Cool melody line there. Da 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 da. It's just done in such an intense way. And in the way it's blending in with the synth sounds behind it, you almost lose it, but it's absolutely there. And I like that because it feels like something that's just pushing through, all of this energy, and still that line alone has got a really haunting sound to it. You notice how he uses those little reprieves, drops the beat out. It's more on the upper scale. There's an emptiness to it. It feels kind of empty, like, and then when that kicks back in and he intensifies his voice, because of the reprieve before, it just makes it more. To keep it going straight through, you lose that effect. So that's a really cool stylistic choice there to bolster that second part in. That's really, really cool.
about you. I'm waiting and waiting for some reprieve. I'm locked inside of this melancholy drive.
Wow, a lot of vocal layering there. And a lot of vocal acrobats there too. He's using lots of different techniques. So going into head voice there, spoken word, whispering, all kinds of really cool nuances in that last part there. Never know what Patrick's going to hit us with. Really cool. Really, really cool. Let's check out these lyrics now. For dreary. And if I could swim, I'd swim an ocean. And if I could dream, I'd dream about you. Okay, so it's like someone he's not with, someone he wishes he was with. If I could swim, I'd swim an ocean to get to you. If I could dream, I would dream about you. I'm waiting and waiting for some reprieve. That's weird that I'm locked inside of this melancholy dream. I'm locked inside this melancholy dream, this longing of being with this person. Dreary comes this year. Cure me, please. You owe me this. Dreary comes this year. Maybe being without that person. Cure me, come back to me. You owe me this, to cure my dreariness. That might be the intent. At least that's how I'm interpreting what I've read so far. And if I could see, I'd seek the truth. And if I could sing, I'd sing about you. So he's saying, if I could dream, I'd dream about you. If I can sing, I'd sing about you. If I could see, I'd seek the truth. Maybe where they stand. What is the truth? What is the, he may see the truth as one thing, but it's his perspective. I'm waiting and waiting for some reprieve. I'm locked inside this melancholy dream. Dreary comes this year, cure me, please. I'm waiting. And he ends with, you owe me this, you owe me this. You owe me this, just cure me. You owe me this. So, unless it's, I'm off on this one. I think it's about just that longing for that person, your love, the person you've lost. Doesn't say why, which I like that too. Artistically, it's even better because anyone can relate this to any person. You lost that person because you guys split up. You lost that person because of death. You've lost that person for there's so many reasons. It doesn't even have to be a love relationship. It could be, however it hits you. I think it's brilliant. This is a great EP. This is great. There's so much to unravel here. I know I'm going to be thinking about this for a long time, but love to hear you guys in the comments and let me know what you guys think. Patrick, thank you very much. I do appreciate your art and your support. You got mine, brother. You got mine. Amazing stuff. Really dig it. Can't wait to hear from you in the comments as well. So listen, folks, until the next time, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I love all y'all. Bye.